Okay, folks. Oh, there we go. Not having this thing charging is one good way to run out of power really quick. So, a couple things. I gloss sprayed the two Panzer 3s and the Panzer 4 this morning. And they are, other than shiny, which they'll get a flat coat on top of them. But it darkens the color severely. Not necessarily in a bad way, it just changes it. And you can see how it's changed it significantly. For the better, honestly. But you can see the original one. This is the same color. These two vehicles were the same color, and it gives it a more full coloration on it. And we'll put some decals on the Panzer IV F1. Well, 1 second. We did that this morning, and I was having some issues with decals. I have many of them that are just dry rotten completely. I mean, they wouldn't even, you put them in water and they just dissolve. These didn't. These were Hasegawa decals, and they didn't seem to stick. That was their problem. So if it gives me too much trouble, I may end up having to paint these by hand, which the crosses aren't a problem. The numbers, I just like for it to look neater than it is, you know. There are sloppy numbered German tanks, but it's not until it's like over Zimrit or late war. Generally, the German vehicles are pretty orderly and pretty neat, so I kind of want them to base that way. But this is actually the decals that came with the Panzer IV F1. But these SG decals, I may try some other ones, but they are just totally, gone. They just fall apart completely. But they're probably 30 years old. I don't know how long they've been in the package before I even got the package, but they could be very, very old. So, yeah. So we may be painting the numbers on these by themselves. And the crosses, because I don't think these crosses are like the perfect size to fit in there. And, you know what? Well, here, we'll do it live. F it. And if not, we'll throw these decals away. There's no point in having them if they're not going to work. There's no point in having them if they're not going to work. All right, let me get an X-Acto knife. And I'm pretty sure it's not going to work, but we're going to give it a shot. And we're not going to put divisional markings on these, because I don't want to have to commit to what they could possibly be. The number on them is important, because as we end up drawing their action, the crew is different depending on the tank. So when they activate is important. All right, where is the tweezers? Here we go. And I suspect these are not going to be any good. Well, we'll see. I hope they work. These are old SG decals. We're going to put them over here on this superstructure part. And the turret number will be on the turret. One thing I never got a chance to mention this morning is, see if it's noticeable. Yeah, it kind of is. A little bit. One thing it's not, unless you know, I suspect the same problem with the F1. But the turret is not in the center of the hull. It's closer to this side by a tiny little bit. And that's just to fit everything in there. You can see I haven't even touched these decals. I haven't even touched them, and you can see here, look when I go to lift them. It's already like falling apart. Look at this. It's like shattered. See? Completely shattered. So these decals are no good. These Eschi decals are no good. We're going to put them over here. These came out of this one. And we're going to put them in the no good pile. Alright, these are also Eschi decals. Of the same vintage, more or less. So I'm going to see if these are any good. If they're no good, we'll throw them away too. It's not just the... I got nothing to lose trying this. Let's make sure if it's not just the cross decals. It's all the decals on here. So let's take this 122 off. Let's see if we can use this as turret numerals for this Panzer III. I suspect they'll shatter as well. What else do we have, decal-wise? I suspect they're not going to work. I suspect these aren't going to work either, just due to vintage. This is a Panzer IV one from Eschi. These are the J ones for the J. I want to save them. These are kind of big. This is the one that came with a Stug. All right, let's move this stuff out of the way. Creaky ass chair. See if they shatter when I try to. Yeah. I can't do anything with them. They just fall apart completely. Okay, so this entire decal sheet's gone. All right, we're going to do the same thing with I'm not even going to attempt to do anything with these guys. I think this is the same problem. What do we got? Are these too big? I think they are. I don't want to use these because I only have one set of them, and I'd like both of them to be consistent. It's the one for the Panzerjäger 4, Jagdpanzer 4. All right, we're gonna hand paint them. Been decided. been decided. White, and we're going to need black. That's probably it. I'm going to do the turn numerals in white. Let's get a drop of that flow improver. Okay. And let's find some brushes that we have confidence in. This one should work fine for the crosses. All right, we're going to do them first on both of these Panzer IIIs. All right, let's put the one on this side first. I'm going to do a white one first, and then we'll put the center in black. Jack this up some, so I've got some leverage over it. And I'm sure this is going to require some cleanup. And I may not be happy with this and decide to go a different route, but we're going to at least give it a shot. I don't think I'm going to be happy with this. I don't think I'm going to be happy with it. And I don't want to spend, The reason I do the decals is to speed the whole process up so I can focus on other shit. I don't think I'm really happy with it. Let's try the black, see how we can get it. If not, we'll just erase this and move on. I'm not going to be happy with it. All right, let's cancel the mission now. Okay, I don't want to mess with that. We will use decals, and if we don't have enough to do this, then we will reorder some. You know, something else to look at. Okay, that sheet's definitely a dead. All right, where did I put the other sheets? Man, I gotta put my glasses on to do any simple task. What the hell did I do with them? Good Lord. Well, we can get rid of this, okay? Because we're not doing that. You finally got into DBA and just played it. Cool, I just got out of it. I'm not going to take any of those videos down, no. I've been doing it for 18 effing years. It's time to move on to something else. I'm tired of the rules written in a way that's difficult for me to teach other people, and there's no solution, and I'm tired of banging my head into the wall. And somebody else can take up the... I don't know where the hell the decals went. How the four hells did the decals disappear? They were right freaking here. They're in a plastic bag. I mean, Jesus, I'm not that disorganized. I'd like to start a Norman army. Could you advise me good manufacturer for Normans? Okay, are you in the United States or are you in Europe? I guess you could be in Asia as well, but I'm just guessing you're one of those two things. Because I don't want to recommend somebody that the shipping's going to be... Hopefully you're in Europe. Damn tags on shirts. That doesn't mean I'm not going to do 15 millimeter stuff in the future. I'm just not going to play DBA rules with them. You live in France. Okay, so there is a company in the UK called Forged in Battle. And their stuff is amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's the best stuff out there I've seen. It's the best stuff out there I've seen. And their Normans are beautiful. And they just had some And Museum Miniatures just came out with some Normans too, but honestly, I like the Forge and Battle ones nicer. But there is no problem for getting British minis. One of my brother lives in London. Hey Ben, Blue Moon, huh? I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Blue Moon. I have some of their figures. I'm just not a big fan of them. They have cankles. Yeah, the Forge. Go look at the pictures online. They're amazing looking. They're really amazing, and they're expensive, and I still got them. You know. All right, I'm about to go to war with these decals. I should rewind my video and find out where the hell I put them. Here's the duds. Where's all the good ones? No, no, no. These are the American ones, right? They're supposed to be over here. As I found these, I knew I had these somewhere for the half tracks and such. No, no, no. I have quite a few of them. It's the Gremlins from the Kremlin. It's not there. This is as stupid as when I lost that that barrel of the tank. What do I think about Essex? They're okay. You know, if they're not going to be that much cheaper, I got a lot of my stuff because it was nobody wanted them. So and when I started buying things, Forge and Battle weren't around. Otherwise, I'd get everything from Forge and Battle. Essex are okay. They paint up okay. They're not very inspiring. They don't excite me to paint them. You know, they're not bad figures. They just don't excite me to paint them. No. No. Where the hell did all the decals go? I had them right here. All right. I'm gonna turn this thing off and rewind the video. This is just fucking stupid. All right, this is gonna freeze this camera, and I should be able to do this. That's what I started with. Rewind all the way to the beginning. All right, there they are. There they are on my table. I don't know where the hell they went to. Well, we'll find out. This is the kind of incompetence I expect on tomorrow on a work day from other people. Oh, anyhow. Is this them and they fell down? It's there and they fell down. You mother... Alright. I found them. Alright, let's get back out of this. Let's turn this back on. Let's see if it recognizes this as a camera any moment. Yeah, I put them right on the desk to the right. They fell all the way inside something else. I don't know if I could be more organized. I think it's just gremlins around here. Gremlins from the Kremlin. All right, let's bring this back up. And Droid Cam up, and there we are. Well, you knew because you were able to rewind faster than I could. Yeah, it actually wasn't on the floor. They were like inside this other container. All right, so let's find out what I'm going to have to order decal wise, because painting them just is not very satisfactory. All right, so if something works, these Panzer IIIs, I want them to be the same style. So there's only 3 here, so that's not going to work because I need 4 minimum. 3 here, that's not going to work. There's 4 here, but they're too big to fit underneath that. So that's not going to work. These are also too big. These are too big. These are the same size as these other ones, but these are Eshy ones, so I'm going to guess they're not going to work. So let's cut them out. See if they'll shatter like the other ones, and if they do, we'll throw all these out as well. I suspect that they're going to shatter. Stupid old Italian decals. Just give me 2 right now. I know I'm not buying any more Petting House decals. Those suck. They're thick. And actually, these Hasegawa ones were terrible too. They took forever to release. They took a long time to release. I didn't think they were going to work. Give it a few moments and see if they shatter like those other ones. My guess is they're going to. Did we rinse this? That wasn't the one. It was this one. Yeah, here you can see how they look like glass. Garbage. These may actually work. Let's be positive and assume they're going to. Let's put some of this microset, which I don't know that it helps a damn thing. But it's part of the process, so. This stuff might just be overpriced vinegar. Could very well be that. Tony, what's happening? Just woke up after dozing off? What are you up to? Man, you guys sleeping together or something? How's your nose, man? Do we have Releasal? We do. These aren't as old. Yeah, hopefully they're not too tall. Because it could be that could be a problem. They're not, but the bottom is out of register, so we're going to hide that. And you guys used star decals before? They're all over the internet. I might give them a try. Man, it sticks out just the tiniest of bits. What a pain in the ass. It sticks out just a tiniest of bits. Warm in northern Michigan. It was like in the mid 80s today. I was outside doing yard work and had to get out of the sun. Started to get a headache from the radiation. Getting better, slept longer last night, had a few days, still drifting off from time to time, breathing through my mouth. Mouth breather. That's what 11 would call the other kids on Stranger Things. Mouth breather. I never called anybody a mouth breather. And more specific, insulting terms for them. We're gonna make that work. Now, how does it look with the silly ass turret? Yeah. And just inside of that. So we'll do the same thing on this other side. I don't think we got numerals for these guys. I just don't want to paint them and they look like shit. Like I said, it's rare to see German tanks with shoddy markings. But if this doesn't work, we're gonna pull out something cool. I mean, if I can't finish this stuff, we're gonna pull out something cool that I don't want to press on them. You press on them at the last minute, you turn them. Although you just can release them again. Not a big deal. Do we have a third one from that set? We do. Is there space on? No, there's nothing big enough. I don't want to put it on the back of the turret. I think that's... I don't know if I've ever seen that. A cross on the back of the turret. Fuck it, let's do it. They don't have to both look the same. Okay, we have a 23 there that might work, but where's the other one that has? This one may work for the Yak Panzer. They're the same size ones. We can put them on the other. On the other Panzer III. We got some numerals here. These are from the Fujimi. These are more later ones. And you can do tricks like you could take this these numerals here and switch the orders of the numbers. You can cut off some of them. You can cut the 4 off and just use 23, or cut the 3 off and use 42. But I need numbers for both of them. I don't really want to paint them, and they look shoddy. I've seen crosses on the backs of turrets in the Polish campaign. Any future model plans you're going to build? Yeah, that's what we'll do. If I can't finish these two guys, we're going to do that next. You might appreciate that. I know you were mentioning it the other day. I'm like, let's do that. Well, I dropped that in there, but there's nowhere for it to go. Oh, the turret. Jeez. Oh, so one thing I was mentioning, I don't know if you guys know this. A Panzer IV's turret is not in the center of the hull. It's off by a little bit on purpose. It's actually closer to this side than it is to this one. It's just enough that when you look at it head on, it's off just a little bit. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to finish my Panzers till I get some decals. I don't know if I'm going to like how this looks, but we're going to give it a shot. What the hell am I going to do with an odd cross? It's just a little bit out of register. These Italians aren't known for quality control, are they? They went out of business, but a lot of people bought their molds. A lot of the Italeri molds are Eschi models. I actually don't know if I'm gonna like that. All right, I'm gonna write myself some notes here. We need Panzer numbers, and we need Panzerkreuzes. All right, we're gonna seal this back up. We're gonna do something positive. Can we finish this one? This one's done. Let's finish this guy here. Let's finish this guy here. Let's move this water thing out of the way. But we can't finish the other two. I don't have numbers, and I need small numbers, so that's gonna take a while to find the right thing. I don't want to paint them. I don't want them looking shoddy. $40K. Never done 40K. Panzers in Normandy book. It's a great book. Oh, I've done 1/35th scale stuff. I'm never doing that again. No. It's not 1992 anymore. All right, I'm gonna set these guys off to the side. We're gonna go work on a kit that I talked about earlier. I never did find the brown camo on that. I'm pretty effing tired. Spent too much time outside. 1992, good old days. Yep. Didn't have any money, but they were the good old days. first things first, we're not painting, so we need to get rid of this abortion because this is really freaking distracting. We could probably get away with, that'll do just fine. $1992. That's the year I turned 21. I had a shitty 21st birthday. Wasn't very good. Wasn't worth repeating. Nothing bad happened, just kind of lame. All right. And I believe this one didn't come with the decals, which is a shame because these are cool decals. You know, with the your mother was a hamster, you know, all that stuff. You fascist pig dog or whatever the hell they say. So here's the insane directions and the insane parts, and it's just about done. Okay, so here's a JS2 that I didn't. Look at that. I found some pieces I was missing. Ha ha ha. Okay, put them with the Panzer II. That's why I'd gone through and assembled everything, because a lot of things I have aren't lost, they're just misplaced. So I've had to move several times. Twice since I got these. So I hand painted these numerals. Of course, I need to thicken them up. And this is a BP cast JS2. And it's pretty shoddy looking, but it's a Russian tank, so spot on, right? Those numbers don't look bad, but they're Russian numbers, and I need to fill them in more. But I wouldn't hand paint the star. I mean, a star is a star, you know? What else we got in here? This is AER Moldova. When I got these kits had just come out, and it was separate link track, and I probably cussed up a store making these, but I can handle separate link track. I can handle it now. And here, I always like to figure out why I didn't finish things. I'm going to come across a couple things. This is the body of it. And actually took one of the fenders away. And that's the turret that goes on it. And then I've got another one. I got another T-34. I had actually two of these that I got from eBay a while ago that did not come with... What did it not come with? They did not come with... one of them didn't come with any tracks or something like that. So I only have tracks for one of them. But it's the same bottom hole as that. But now I got plenty of T-34-76s. I don't really need to use them for that. But this is the last version of the T-34-76 they made with the cupola on it. How many unfinished models I have? Not many. These. This is it. Because I finished them all up a month ago. I had a lot. But that was my 1/35th scale story. I would encounter something and then run into a problem and then buy another kit and then buy another kit and buy another kit and just never finish stuff. I have the set here of micro scale decals that I got. These decals are very, very good. And I bought these a year ago or something like that. These are very, very good decals. So, actually, I need to write myself a note. I'm going to see if Microscale makes any German decals because Well, my notes are on the other side. That's going to be my first place to go. These are excellent. They're excellent decals. We have pieces parts. This is the remaining parts of the JSU 122. More parts of the JSU 122 with some of the worst directions ever. Russian decals for the T-34-76, which probably no good. Here is a bottom section missing some of the track. A road wheel that's missing. Is one of these missing a road wheel? It's not. That's a T-34 road wheel. What else is in here? No. I know what the story is. Now I know what the story is. I do have a set of tracks, but they broke. And they broke short. We're gonna fix your ass, though. I got a special set of skills now. What's this? This is extra parts for one of those HO scale things. What's this? Another separate wheel. What's this? Another separate wheel. Alright. These are all the parts we have for the Soviets. For these Soviet plastic things. Alright, cool. Let's put this back. Oh, this is a cool vehicle. And my favorite Soviet vehicles are ones that never got made. There's some of those object something, something, something. Some of those things look awesome. Some of those things look really, really good. Stuff like a JS4 or a JS7, shit like that. Alright, let's see what we're dealing with here. Let's see what the... Oh. And of course we have all this stuff here. Okay, so let's look at the T-34s. Let's look at the T-34 76s. I have another one of these floating around here somewhere. I don't know where the hell it is. All right. This one's complete. This one is incomplete. Here's the turret for it. Here's the Dushka, the heavy machine gun for that thing. You better believe we're going to put that on there. Here's some kind of an arm. And this is stuff, judging by the color, that is from the HO scale T-28s that I have, which I'm not necessarily opposed to using them, but luckily they're a big tank. All right. Let's leave that here. We're not going to mess with him right now. We don't need the decals. This thing's basically done, so we're not worried about that. All right, what do we got here? All right, let's see what's going on with these. So these, man, these things are hard. These fit in here like this. But they've almost like shrunken. But since then, I have decided I'm going to be putting things on bases. So I'm not opposed to building it with freaking half the tracks missing and just sink it into the mud. I'm not opposed to that. Now, what's the story with this other one? This one broke and doesn't even have the thing there. Okay, so let's see what kind of... Let's see how much slack we got left. That's no problem at all. Because what I'll end up doing, although this is brittle as shit, this will end up going across like this. And we'll actually leave that gap in there somehow. and then we'll fill it full of mud, and it won't even look like it's even missing something. So that's not really a reason to not finish that. Okay, this one is basically done, except it's got maybe something missing back here. Okay, cool. This one is got the fuel tanks. I see. This has the fuel tanks here. And this thing was being a little bitch. I see. Okay, so this piece back here needs to be glued on. Tow hooks go towards the top. Oh, you could tell I was fighting with his mother. That's what caused it. Oh man, it doesn't. There's a gap from hell there. I always like to figure out, like, why the hell did I give up on this thing? I said, oh, lots of reasons. Okay, that's gonna fit there. That's gonna fit there like that. Okay, we can make that work. Liquid green stuff. That's what I didn't order. I went to the hobby store the other day and they didn't have any. They had everything else. Didn't have that stuff. What's the name of the company that made the Russian decals I like? Microscale. You're painting 15mm Panzer IVs from Battlefront just minutes ago. Which kind of Mark IVs? Plastic hard on that gap? Nah, mud on that gap. It's Russian tank. Mud on that gap. All right. What's this? This is this guy. Let's get these T-34s operational, except for the track. I felt like huffing some glue, anyways. This stuff doesn't smell that strong. I got alcohol. I don't need a huff glue. I didn't know that was a thing. Okay, this fits here. And this fits here. Now what I need is a rubber band. I see, I probably tried to... I don't know why these kits are held in such regard. The Eshies, they're garbage. They're almost all garbage. They're almost all garbage. Okay, so it looks like this thing has the fuel containers. And a box. Why didn't I finish building this thing? Oh, we're gonna finish building this thing now. Yeah, there's a lot of... These are the ones they used in late 43. After Kursk. Those little cupulas weren't around back then. Where's my T-34 book? That's easier to do than go online. I actually have multiple T-34 books. Let's pull them both out. I actually went to the store to try to find if they had any model. I was talking about that this morning, but you guys weren't on. I went to a hobby store, actually a legitimate hobby store amongst my travels that was nearby, and I went over there to check it out. They had a 72nd scale armor, or 76 scale armor, and they didn't have any. They had 1/35th scale stuff. They also had, I want to see the other side where that box is. They only have one fuel tank on this side. Okay. And, but they did have a model of a Lindbergh. Remember the Lindbergh models? And I swear they used to make like a, figure out what box they were going to put them in, right? Put them in the box and then scale it based on the box that we're going to put them in. Because there was like a German half track, that big prime mover, I think it's an SDKFZ 7, in 1/40th scale. Like, why? You know, even when I was a kid, I'm like, why would somebody build something in a stupid scale like this? Let's see if I can find any evidence of that box on there. If not, I'm not putting it on there. Small fuel box, large fuel box. I haven't seen those. Never seen this one with a small. They've always this shape. I've never seen one with boxes and barrels. So usually they have the boxes like this on the back, no barrels. Panzerforce for Normandy with the Schertzen. Panzer IV H's. I am not a fan of Schertzen. I think the Panzer IV looks better without them, but they didn't ask me. You got to build them how they looked. So you sneezed, and now you're oozing from the gauze blood. Ugh. How's that saying go? Pics or it didn't happen. No, you don't need that. Okay, here's the turret for this one. Got it. Then, okay, this is the hole for the other one. Got it. Yeah, some of it stuck there, but not some of the other. I forgot I still had these things to build. Well, they weren't with all the other models to build. They were out in there by themselves. Okay, why do I have these extra wheels and shit? Well, these are extra wheels for this guy. And he has them all. So maybe what I did is I just took them all out. And this is actually the very first vehicle that I successfully built with separate link track. Well, that was the first one that I did that way. Now I've done a few since then. All right. What are we looking at here? And look at this. They gave me instructions for a T-34 that came with separate link track, but then I got rubber band ones instead. Assholes. Okay, I know what we're going to do. We're going to make them different. We're going to put this one, I got to put fuel barrels on there because it has the holes on them. We'll put one with the fuel boxes on the back as well and one without. All right. And do these have a radio? They should. I think this model did. Should be on the other side of the hole over there. Is this? Yeah, model 1943. All right. These are a different color. Here's the fuel boxes. These are a different color. So I can't have nothing nice. Come on, man. The fan's like on 3. I'm not going to be in here with no fan. All right, what do we got here? We got these stupid latch things. All right, we have a box for these guys to come in. I think this is the one I used to take things to get. Let's put this guy back in, everything that belongs to him. And we'll do him next. This is in that color. This is in that color. You could make 3 different guns in this one. You could do the 122 with a muzzle brake. You could do one without, which is the one I went for. And then you could do this massive 152. Okay. Whew. Yeah, rubber. Well, these are like hard, and I'm gonna kick this. I'm gonna kick these things right in the face. Just you watch. It's gonna be my challenge here. All right, where is this? Fuel tank, fuel tank, fuel tank, fuel tank. Fuel tank, fuel tank, fuel tank, fuel tank. And we got some things to put on the outside. That's cool. We can make them different. We can make them different. Is this lowered all the way down? Now it is. There we go. I wonder why my neck was hurting. That one has the bottom part, so it needs to go with one of these. I should probably sand these once both pieces are together, but actually, let me try something. I have this now. Let me try it. I didn't have this before. I got it specifically for shit like this. Let's see if this is even remotely useful. This applicator brush is freaking awesome. I always use the Testors brand one, and I have some of it. But when this Tamiya glue goes, I'm going to pour that Testors into here. We're going to keep using that brush because that's where it's at. Try not to get fingerprints on this thing, because you know that happens. You get that softened glue with the fingerprint. Squeeze that shit out. And then you can weld the Joker together. And we'll let this dry and then clean it up afterwards. All right. One happy fuel tank. Diesel. I'm dying to try one of your epoxy on the tracks and then putting in those Q-tips. I'm dying to try that. Not because I don't think it's going to work, but I just want to make it look super cool. All right, same method here. I have not built the Revell 972nd Tiger tank. I had a Revell Panzer IIIL with infantry, and I sold it. I built the Panzerkampfwagen 4H the other day. It turned out really well. I'm glad I waited to finish it until now. I wouldn't have had the patience to do that earlier. Line up the bands on there. I discovered the other day that On the Way website that has all the 1/72. Holy treasure trove of things. You could spend all week on that site. And who makes a resin kit for this and who makes something else, and pretty amazing. So a couple years ago, where I'm like, I want to paint some of this stuff that I've had. I'm like, I don't want to build any, and now I've kind of changed. Now I want to build them. This is therapeutic. Like, I really enjoyed building that Panzer One. That's the only one that I had that wasn't complete. That was the only tank model that I had that wasn't started in some form or another. And I know I sent that that Dodge 3/4 ton truck aside because it's not fixable. I'm gonna find a way to fix it. The pieces were just miscast completely, and I'm gonna find a way to make it work. But I didn't have all these tools 20 years ago. I didn't have this glue with this applicator. This glue, I don't know that it's any better than the Tester's one. It certainly smells a little milder. The Tester's one works great. It just had a huge applicator. My favorite one was actually this stuff right here from California. Is it this? Yeah. Microweld. And it's made by Microscale Industries. And it smells like orange peel. It's flammable. Makes sense. But it's also non-toxic. I guess vodka's non-toxic. Just don't have too much. Be right back. There's some commotionary stuff going on. Hold on a second here. Tacom, make a good kit. Where's Tacom from? Trumpeter. Trumpeter didn't exist when I was doing models earlier. But they're from China, so you know how I feel about that. Although I think Pegasus is also from China. And I'm going to get some Pegasus stuff, so I guess I need to get off my high horse. I just don't want to buy shit from them unless I have to. Okay. Yeah, it almost looks like it's got the spot here for the radio, but no radio. I'm not going to put that box on it. We'll save them for something else. We may need them for the other T-34s. I don't see any evidence of them being on this one, on this model. Did we take the nibs off? We did. Okay, we took the nibs off that. All right, here. Doesn't work so well in that application. Tacom sounds like it would be Polish, but that's Rodin, right? Rodin is Polish. Tacom, my favorite place. I don't care that it's Chinese. I care that it's their commie bastards. They make enough shit in here already. There's nothing I can do about it, so there's no point in giving them more. More stuff. Yeah. Those AERs I had, there was also a company called Eastern Express, and I think there was the same mold for both of them that made T-34s and T-34-85s. And I have another T-34, the one that's painted that's in pieces somewhere. And that's why I have the model of this one. That's going to fit like that. Got it. Let's just go ahead and glue it in place. It's either that or you got to fill in the holes. Actually wish this opened a little bit bigger. Oh, these fuel tanks, I made them the other way so that they face the up. Well, I could have. Uh-oh. Let's decide. Let's do this. Watch. What's the drawing show? The filler is towards the... Doesn't show it on here. It's on the right-hand side. And I put mine on the right-hand side. And see if that's consistent with real stuff. Doesn't show it? Of course not. Oh, here they're in the middle. Nice. They're in the middle. Oh, man. Yep. Every one of these has the filler cap in the middle of the... Tacom is based in Dongguan, China. Sounds like one of those guys from the Three Kingdoms. Okay. Well, that was unfreaking expected. Let's see here. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Dongguang would make a fantastic Chinese warlord name. He would. Tiger 2 tanks are fun builds. I've never built one. I had a Eshi model that I sold away. I never built it. I used to, speaking of Tiger 2s, I'm a fan of the Porsche turret. I think the Porsche turret looks better. Of course, they only made 50 of them that way, but I prefer the Porsche turret. All the tanks start fighting. Yeah. Well, all Russians and Germans in one room. Okay, so. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, there was this Lindbergh back when we used to do models. I always would see Lindbergh kits, and they had really messed up scales for things. 143rd, although I think there's actually a 143rd thing. 140th. They have a prime mover in 140th. Did they make anything else? I don't know that they do. This all was stupid. They measure the box. I remember I was into ships. The model of the Missouri in 1/570th. Why? Why not 600? Why not 700? What's wrong with those two scales? Or 1200? It's going to invent a new scale. They had a box of a certain size and they wanted to maximize the size of the box. I think there was a set that I saw there was ironclads and they both weren't in the same scale. You know, because the monitor's small and comparatively, so if they wanted them both to be about this long, then yeah, they're going to be in different scales, but I wouldn't want that. You imagine that in fantasy miniatures? Well, we got to have the halflings just as big. I could probably just sand this, but I don't want to get the sanding stuff. I don't have a problem with it having a crease. The container itself is going to have a crease. And it's Russians. They're known for making rough shit. Although if you see that video that I did a walk around that Sherman tank, the cast hull of the Sherman, man, I was surprised how rough it was. It looked like it was made out of concrete. That was the best example. It looked like it was made out of concrete. Have you ever played a war game that's so picky and anal retentive that if you have U.S. tanks that have concrete applied to their hull, they're actually slower and less maneuverable? That looks terrible, by the way. I've seen pictures of that applied concrete for extra protection. It looks god-awful. God-awful finish. And Soviet Russia comfort complains about you. That's right, there is no comfort. Even when you're dead, there's no comfort. One of these days, I'll finish watching Pamfilov's 28. I saw another part of it the other day, and I can't root for those guys. I can't really root for the Germans either, but Like I said, I can't make Polish Liberation T-34s, or what's the other one they had? Czech Liberation. Yes, we'll liberate you from the Nazis and put you in slavery. Especially Stalin. Stalin is like the worst of all the Soviet guys. Had a struggle today on Gravitine. Okay, that's the Mias front. Ended up with half a company of Panzer IIIJs. Defended, okay, half a company. All right, let me think. So 6 or 7. Defending against 2 KV2s. That's going to be a problem. 2 KV1s, yeah. Eventually took out their crews, though. Short range attrition, but only 5 Panzers survived. Not sure if there's a translation or a designation on the tanks in the game. Is Panzer III Kurz. No idea what the KZ well, you said KZ, and I thought Kurz immediately. But isn't Kurz short? They weren't short barrel J's, were they? I saw the coolest freaking game. I don't remember what it's called. I saw the coolest game, and I'm like, I gotta get this. I saw it about a week ago. I think on Monday. No, it was Tuesday. I would have showed Mitch about it. I would have showed Mitch on it. It was Tuesday. I don't know how I came across it. This video that was... Oh, I know what. I was looking about stuff about Silo Heights. Just to want to see some videos on it. And this guy had done this video based on a video game, and it's actually a mod for the Eastern Front for a video game. And I'll tell you what it is right now. It's actually a modern game. Yeah, KV-1s are a problem. KV-1s have a 3-man turret, too. I mean, that's an excellent vehicle. And I like the early ones. I like the early ones with the big freaking bolted on armor. They look cool, you know? What's the name of that game? Let me go on... Let me open up a window. No. These videos are worth watching. That's why I'm letting you guys know. These videos are definitely worth watching. And then I'll tell you what the problem I had with it. And why I can't play World War II things. Why I'm really picky about playing World War II things. Is it this game? I'll know immediately. Hopefully the volume's not on. I gotta sit through a commercial. No, it's not Men of War Assault Squad. I gotta find this for you guys, because you gotta see the videos, and this guy's done a ton of videos on this. I tried playing one of those Men of War things or whatever. It was a curse scenario when they got T-34-85s, and I'm like, F this, I'm out of here. I mean, something so obvious. Oh, man. Yeah, short barrels on most. I think 2 or 3 had longer barrels with some APCR shells. Those could do it, but man, you got to get really close. You know, under 100 yards, which isn't really that close. It isn't for a skirmish game. It isn't for a skirmish game. All right, I need to go in a different direction. We need to, let me minimize this, And I'm gonna go into Steam because this guy has a ton of videos and they're worth watching, even though they had this inaccuracy on.
Raptor here and welcome back to Men-of-War Assault Squad 2 for the continuation of the defense of Silo Heights.
Because I'm being incompetent.
In 1945, Soviet troops are advancing and the Germans are holding them back quite effectively.
And I'm just guessing I can find it here.
With this,
we're gonna do World War II.
Let me know you'd like to see more.
I should be able to find it.
Duty to do so, as YouTube suppresses these things. All the guns and historical matter and such are always being suppressed. So remember to.
I believe it's called Hell Let Loose. Is the core game. The core game is called Hell Let Loose, I think. No, it's not. Damn it. That's a first-person shooter. It's a game that's modern. Maybe it recommends it as one of the other ones. No, it's not Hell Let Loose. It's actually a game you can play in first-person mode, but it's not that one.
We've lost a lot of Panther tanks, however, and looks like they're vanishing from the field. But this area here and here, where two Panther tanks.
Man, I really wanted to like Steel Division. I watched some of the videos and I'm like, that's too stressful. Actually, there's an Operation Dragon or something like that. That's like the modern one, and I hated it. It was like constantly being hounded and going over and do this and move this guy here, and he's gonna get killed, and it's like, holy crap.
Debris falling from the sky. T-34s are approaching like never before, and it looks like the enemy is starting to bring up even more tanks on this side, but they're coming to a stop for some reason. Not sure why, but we're going to continue to build up our defense and reinforce our defense with infantry. And
there's a game called Steel Crew,
we also have a walking
and it's VR supported.
Which will be really useful against enemy.
And you can go inside a Sherman tank.
We also have a King
but it's early access.
Still standing by. That artillery is going to be very useful too. Like the,
I got a VR headset.
We'll bring up another 88 here. So we're down to just
what's this look like?
bits of equipment.
Join a tank as a driver, gunner, or commander. I would have gotten that U-boat simulator, but you only get one U-boat choice. I'm like, okay, well this isn't.
So far, and we'll see how things go from here on out. I've dropped off some anti-tank guns on the right.
I don't know what this thing is called. Sorry to tease you guys, but anyhow, so this video looked freaking awesome, and I'm still looking here to see if I come across it. And it was on Silo Heights, and I'm like, what is this? You know, what is? And this guy had made all these other videos, including like a drive on Moscow or something in 1941, because I'm reading about that stuff right now in the Kiev book. Beautiful video, animation, all kinds of stuff. Immediately a Panzer IV with a long barrel. I'm like, I'm out. How can you miss something so obvious? And the guy that made the video didn't know, because somebody asked him, somebody called him out on it, and it's like, oh, well, I just did it. Like, how do you know, that's pretty obvious. That's a pretty obvious thing. Maybe I'm too picky about World War II shit, but it's my religion, damn it. I don't want to know what this game is. I don't know what it's called. Oh, I have the screenshot of them Panzer with their barrels literally up the KV-1's arse. Tank erotica. A long 50 can, with regular ammo, should be able to mess up the back of a KV. Although KV's pretty well armored in every direction, much more so than a Tiger 1, meaning it has more. It's more consistent all the way around, as opposed to like a Panther. A Panther is extremely inconsistent. A Panther has really good armor to the front, side armor shitty. You know, Tiger is more consistent than a Panther, and a KV-1 is even more consistent than a Tiger. It's like, you know, 120 to the front and, you know, 80 to the sides or something like that. I don't know if that's exactly what it is. It might be 175 or something like that, but it's a really good tank. I don't know what the hell this game was. Damn it. Alright, I'm not giving up because that's what I'm known for. We're going to do another search. I am the Google Meister, or I thought I was. We're going to do Computer game? No.
cause
PC
problems.
game.
Longer range guns
Eastern Front
there. Right.
mod.
The King
'Cause
Tiger
I know it's a
track
model.
damage.
It's not Company of Heroes.
Oh, there goes the other track damage
Nope.
now.
It's not Company of Heroes.
And it looks like the crew's been wounded. Look at these men inside to repair, work for the crew, do whatever they need to do. Wow, more and more rounds are landing closer. We're keeping most of these vehicles at a distance. I don't know why the hell our tank is not targeting. Oh, of course.
It's not Red Orchestra.
Ammunition, although it's not even attempting to fire it.
Man, all those games came out while I didn't have a computer, so I haven't played any of them.
The star of the show on the left flank.
But I'm done with shooters. I mean, you know, that's just. I'm not necessarily bad at them. I've done all that.
And the infantry are wounded there. Let that Pac 40 go over here. Should also
I'm not
have
gonna get
a.
up
I
here.
believe we still have a remaining Panther tank around here.
You guys have any idea what I'm talking about?
We have a artillery gun there. This forest is very thick. It's hard to see exactly where all my units are. For whatever reason, the Panther is.
That's as bad as World War II in color documentary from the BBC calling Pointe du Hoc as Omaha.
Face this direction there. There we go. We'll put the Panther here.
Yeah.
Good opportunity to have coverage over the top of the field. And more artillery's firing good. Flak 80.
What did I say that one that it wasn't?
Alright, in our previous episode I was setting up things like Nebelwerfers and whatnot, but it's not going to benefit us very well to do anything with that Nebelwerfer.
Project Wunderwaffe.
Getting absolutely thrashed.
Just make up your own game.
Our tanks are also out of ammunition.
World War II.
Okay, let's see if this half-track here can actually provide ammunition to this tank. I'm not sure if it's infantry only.
Ostfront. They had the name Ostfront in it.
Well, it could be just for the infantry. Alright, we need to get our tanks out of here. I need to find some sort of supply for the... need to find some sort of supply vehicle for our tanks. SIG gun is good for the right side, actually. It's a very powerful, very accurate weapon. We'll bring that over to the right.
There's Graviteam Tactics.
Wow, artillery's doing everything that it
Steel
can.
Division, Man of War. There's a game called
Right now, essentially, the
Tannenberg.
only thing holding on the right side is that King Tiger. Looks like none of these vehicles have any sort of supply. I know we brought up a supply truck earlier, but that's been depleted too for all the infantry. I don't know where else we can put these infantrymen. Here to make sure they don't get any closer. Damn, I'm like out of ammunition.
I gotta find this, man. You guys gotta see these videos. They're really, really cool. Other than that, they're really, really good.
Left side's good, right side's gonna hurt then. Let's send the rest of our vehicles over to the right. I need somehow to figure out how to get that ammunition to that that tank. I don't know how to do it.
I see a Graviteam Tactics drive on Voronets. Are any of those any good?
Pull these AT guns back up
All
there.
that stuff came out before I had my computer. Well, I mean, I had a computer. It was just in the lull between my previous one dying and getting this one. Alright, I'm not going to get any traction that way, so it is not a tank simulation. I will find it. I don't give up easy. Especially when it's like, you know, you're not going to see it. Oh, fuck you, I'm not going to see it. I'm going to show you guys what this is. 'Cause this dude had
Forward. Clear out any
hundreds of videos of different battles. Hundreds of different battles. I don't know how he set them up, but
we need to figure out
okay, one of them was
King Tiger and those other reinforcements there
not this, is it?
not having any ammo.
No, it's not Men of War Assault Squad. No.
Looks like they can
Let's do a
resupply
search for
Looks like they're able to use
Bryansk.
their
I
artillery.
believe one of them was Bryansk
The tank itself.
PC game. I believe one of the scenarios was that. And that's kind of an unusual thing. I believe that was the name of one of them. Found it. It's called Call to Arms, Gates of Hell, Ostfront. So you have to buy the Call to Arms game, which is a modern game. I don't know how much it costs. And then you got to buy the Gates to Hell Ostfront mod. It's a lot of them. I'm going to go ahead and send you the link of this, and they have this dude. Oh, here's his handle. Okay, Sturmfuhrer PK. Like, why would you call? Okay, you're into World War II shit, right? And I'm not offended by stuff, but why would you call yourself anything Führer? It just sends a wrong message. You know, I have no problem painting swastikas on things and, you know, saying things in funny German accents, but my handle is, I wouldn't go by, you know, Obersturmführer. I mean, it just, anyhow. This guy's got a ton of videos, and including one that's like on Moscow. And let me see if I can send you a link so you should be able to. I'm going to share, and we're going to copy the link, and we're going to put it here in the feed, and you guys can check that out later. He has a ton of stuff, despite he's got a little Nazi name.
We're here at Celebration Point, where the county is investing over $30 million to
Why
build
can't
a
I sign in your
state-of-the-art
chat?
regional event center, which will draw tourists from all
Okay,
around
this is being a
Florida
little bitch.
and the Southeast
So anyways, go on
United States.
YouTube
This facility
and search
will
out the
bring over
videos. It's called,
$1.2 billion of
I'll
economic
tell you again what
activity
it's called.
to Alachua County over the next 2 decades. Go
God, my
check it out.
daughter's being noisy in the other room. It's called Call to Arms, Gates of Hell, Ostfront. But this guy, his name is Sturmfuhrer, obviously without the umlaut in it, PK. And his videos are worth watching. I mean, he's got like Battle of Brest, Battle of... Yeah, this is the one that's, it's attack towards towards Bryansk, and they have Panzer IV F2s. Let me see if I can do this. If I go here and I click on the video here, okay, and let me go to the link. Can I type there? I think I can. Come on. Oh, it is? Okay. Well, we're going to close that. We're going to close that. We're going to close that. I don't hear anything, so I didn't know. That's the link to the video. So it's a really cool game, and I was getting ready to spend cash for it, and then I see that he's got long-barreled Mark IIs, long-barreled Mark IVs in 1941, in mid-41. Check it out then. I don't know exactly how the game plays, whether it's real time or... Some of the videos are worth watching anyways. Yeah, I can't hear anything on it, so... Anyhow, that's how we get off on a tangent and don't get things painted. But, you know, I don't have a timetable. I don't have to get these things done by any particular time, so... Alright, back to putting these things on. I was ready to buy the freaking game, and I'm like, what? They actually made the little barrels kind of beat up. You know, like somebody's been kicking them down the hill or something like that. Why don't we have any toys? Go play with the fuel barrel, you little bastard, you know. That guy's got a shit ton of videos. It's unbelievable. But why would you go by a Sturmfuhrer? PK. I don't care what the PK is, but... You know, you do realize those guys were bastards, right? And I got no love for anything for the... I got no love for anything for the SS. Those were bad folks, man. Those were some bad folks fighting World War II for other reasons that were kind of unexpected. War of annihilation. That's right. In Soviet Russia, toys play with you, comrade. I'm actually going to go out on a limb and say the Soviets were better than the SS. The SS that's just bad shit. And I don't even come from a group of people that were hunted by the SS. Just imagine how those guys think. Pretty sure my ancestors never fought the Germans. We had a German king. German emperor. Okay. Right. I found that the other day just looking for videos on the history of sea lava. Because that's what I like to do. I like to watch a video and kind of, if it's something I'm not particularly know a whole lot about, which I don't know a whole lot of capitulation type of stuff. You know, after Battle of the Bulge, and I'm not even a Battle of the Bulge fan. I'm interested in World War II and it's kind of even, the mid-war stuff. Actually, that's what I like. I'm not even the early stuff, the mid-war stuff. And after that, I'm just kind of like, I don't know a whole lot about it. And, I see. That's where all the shovels and shit go. Well, you know what? If there's no documentation, I'm certainly not trusting some Italian. My ancestors were too afraid to fight us Germans. We just didn't have any conflict. Us Germans. Let's see. I need to see proof that there's shovels on the side of this vehicle, or I ain't gonna put any on. Because that involves some planning. I don't think these guys had it in them to plan. I see no shovel, no shovel, no shovel, no shovel, no shovel, no shovel. You know, get the shovel. We give you a shovel when we say you get the shovel. I don't mind keeping things in spare boxes. Okay. I gotta admit though, this captured T-34 looks pretty spiffy for the Italians. You can have a fight just for the sake of fighting. Really? We've got nothing better to do. There's always something better to do. Oh, look at these guys with the extra boxes. This guy's loaded down with all kinds of shit. 3 of these boxes here and bundle of sticks. We're not going to put those shovels on there. What else do we got in here? Oh, we're going to save them. We got a shovel. Extra tracks. I'm not sure why this particular model has these little like notches here. See See all these little notches? There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a whole bunch of them. All right, does this bastard fit in here? It does. Okay, does this bastard fit in here? This must be flexed in so much. It is. Great, now that one's broken. Don't let Italian build Soviet armor. Bad combination. So one of the things that sucked about the T-34, not a whole lot of things that sucked about him, but one of the things that sucked about him, and something that people don't think about a whole lot, we're gonna have to put these things together and stand the hell back and just put them on the base and move on. Because they were awesome because of the sloped armor. But because of the sloped armor, the fighting compartment is now limited from here to here. You've got this sloped area that's not very useful. You can't put a lot of shit in there. So if you take something a similar sized vehicle, like, say, this Panzer IV, you've got a lot more width here to have ammo and stuff. Instead of just this here, and you've got, you know, you're kind of encroached in there. So it's pretty tight, and that's why they had like all their ammo and stuff in the floor. But stuff that people don't think about is, you know, crew comfort. For crew comfort, it's hard to beat stuff like a Panzer III or Panzer IV or a Sherman, or, you know, those vehicles were well designed with the ability for the crew to operate efficiently or more efficient. Okay, so if that's all we have left to do, we've got that. There's no radio on it. I'm not going to add those extra things on there. We'll save this stuff, and we're not going to put a dudes in them. I'm not going to put these cables that somehow I have to bend that, and hopefully I don't mess it up. I'm going to leave these two, and we're going to take the separate link track, and we're going to put these guys in a bag, and that will signify that I'm done with them. And when it's time to take these to the next step, they're good to go. And let's pull out the JSU. Instructions are still here for the JSU. So let's get us a baggie. We should have another one. In Soviet Russia, bag zips up you. There we go. And we have a larger one. That will signify that these guys are good to go, and I'm going to put them in the completed model bin. 2 tracks. That'll be the challenge, to kick those things in the face for misbehaving. Okay. So, well, I still got these out. These are definitely 1/72nd scale, right? This is an SU-100 die-cast. It's based on a T-34, so the hull should be the same size. I guess it is. Man, I guess it's just that much taller. It looks that much bigger. Okay, that's good. I was thinking they were like 1/64th scale or something. Yeah. And that's why I got to do late war stuff, because I picked up 2 of these SU-100s. They didn't come out until really late 44. More like 45. So that's a weapon you don't hear a whole lot about. is a 100mm Russian gun. You don't hear a whole lot about it. It's a pretty good gun. I think it's more powerful than the Panther's gun as far as penetration. I bet it is. I bet it's not as good as the King Tiger gun, but I bet it's better than the Panther gun. Look that up in Command Decision and see if that's the case. That's always my go-to thing. He did a really good job with that rule set as far as tanks on tanks, in my opinion. Real easy to discern. Might be inaccurate, but that's like the holy grail growing up. All right, this guy. This guy's got all kinds of shit. I love these instructions. Just an abortion of missing things on there. So we got an anti-aircraft machine gun. We're gonna put it on there. All right. Does this thing close up? And this is super brittle plastic. I could just tell this is brittle. Okay. She fits on there just fine. But like all these handles and stuff, they're on the side. There's no markings. There was no like little marks of exactly where they go. So I had to consult like pictures and shit like that. Luckily, we have the internet. The internet's. Okay. So we did that, but we did not add extra armor to... That would be the front. We didn't add that extra armor to the front. All right, so I'm going to take a pencil. I'm going to circle what I got left to do. Okay. All the suspension's already done. All the separate link tracks are already done. Everything on the gun is done. Even these little spots, there were like lifting points here. None of those were marked. I had to go look at something else. This cable that goes on the back, I'm not messing with that. I ain't got time for that. Rear escape hatch, right? What the hell is this thing? Fuel, we got the fuel things on here. Man, you got weird shit like D3. It goes here. Where? Two of them. Oh, that's extra armor. Gotcha. All right. Like literally, we put one link there and one link there. Like, okay. You're just carrying two spare ones there? Okay, man. Have a good night's sleep. Hope you feel better tomorrow. Okay, so we're missing these parts here. And we're missing these parts that are the equivalent for the other side here. We have that little box. We have the little handles. We have this tiny little thing at the bottom of this. We have a handle at the top. We have the side escape hatch. Okay, so we haven't added these two things on there. We have the pickaxe, so that's good there. And we have that particular, like a pistol port there. Okay, so we're missing that stuff there. All right, what about the top of this? Not very much. The top here, We have these fuel tanks. We have these things as well. We have the split hatch, which honestly I wish I would have left them open because I could put a guy in there. That's okay. And skirmish ranges, it needs to be buttoned up. We got this on there as well. We got this that goes underneath. We have the vision slot. We have the headlamp. We have a headlamp here that has a hole in it. So we're going to need to fill that up with putty. That reminds me, we need to look at liquid green stuff. I went to the store to get it, and they didn't have it. Liquid green stuff, micro scale, decals. I'd rather buy things in a store, but if stores aren't going to carry things, what are you going to do? You know? We have the fuel tanks there. These implements are there. This piece is attached there. The two grab hooks are here. These grab hooks had a ton of flash on them, like a ton, and that's really hard to deflash. It's almost like just glue them on there, and I'll deflash them once they're on there and secured well. Okay, this machine gun was multiple pieces. And it's supposed to fit up here. And we're going to have to consult pictures to make sure we put it in the right place. I'm probably going to put it facing backwards if given a choice. But that's going to go on there as well. That piece is there. That's it. I just got to figure out what the hell that one piece is and glue the machine gun. This thing's basically done. You know? And trim off some stuff. Like, I got a couple of links here that for whatever reason are significantly longer. Might be better off using... No, the clippers are too big. The clippers are too big. And I need to get X-Acto knife blades. Although, to be honest with you, I'm scared of ordering them online and getting some third or fourth tier Chinese knockoff thing, even though they're called the right brand, getting some off-brand thing. And that's happened before. I'm not just making that up. I bought razors one time because razors are really expensive, you know, for your face. And I got knockoffs that were horrible. You couldn't use them. And they were advertised as the correct product. But it's one of those things that they had no control over. It's just a vendor. They decided to send a shitty product in. And I'm out of X-Acto knife blades? You're telling me that's the only one I have? No. No. No way. All right, for starters, is there a blade on another X-Acto knife? There sure as hell is. All right, and this is the sharp one. Let's close this up so it'll be there when we need it. All right, let's see if we can, it's the same situation down here. There we go. Uh-huh. You don't want to sand it because you end up getting like all these like furry things on. It was weird. I tried to sand plastic and it didn't like that. Come on. There we go. Okay. All these pieces, when I took them off, needed significant work to them. There was a lot of flash on these plastic pieces. I don't care about the inside of the track. Nobody's going to see that. Okay, I think that's it. All right. We need to see if in this drawing it shows those pieces where they go. Oh, they're like the pieces that hold the cable in place. They're like the piece that holds the cable in place. What does it look like? B35. And this is another crap thing. The pieces, oh yeah, no, this is they're labeled on here. Yeah, this thing has a lot of extra pieces because it doesn't have the other guns that we're using. Got lots of extra track links. B35. There's 34. Like here, this, you can tell this piece. This is some kind of piece. Look at how much flash is on this. A lot. I don't even know if they make this model anymore. You know, look at these pieces. They almost look like they're made of wood. These handles are very rough. They almost look wooden. But we made it through with most of it. Okay, this is the one that has all the tracks, so we're not going to find it there. This is the one that has all the suspension. We're not going to find it there. Okay, I glued those two. Okay, so those are on there. Oh, don't tell me it's B34. B34, is that one of them? It is. Two of them. Yet there's only one here. I wonder if one of them broke on me. No, the other one's here. No. Maybe it didn't. That's going to be really hard to get out. Let's take one of these and support the weight of this piece so when I do this to it, and then when I do well, that's one of them. God, that thing is just a piece of shit. Let's move him over here. That may be what it was that I lost, wherever the hell that thing is. I'm always curious, like, what kept me from finishing this? Let's make sure it's not in the box. I don't think it is. It would have been in this box. Is there a top view of... It shows it facing forward. Guess I'll put it facing forward. I'm not going to install one of these if I don't have the other one. And it goes something like this. This thing has like a hook that attaches to this piece here behind the fuel tank and keeps the thing all like rounded up. I'm not putting extra track or none of that shit on there. We are going to glue this thing. I put it facing forward, it blocks the periscope. This rotates all the way around. An interesting side note. Is this thing going to fit on this base? Probably not. Oh no, we're going to have to make a special base for that bastard. That machine gun had a shitload of flash on it too. Yep. This thing's got a lot of extra parts. And there's actually a company that, I don't remember which one it is, that makes this vehicle or these type of vehicles in the same scale, and you get two of them in a kit. So hopefully they don't make the 122 without a muzzle brake, because you can get the one with a muzzle brake. Look at this beast. That's a beast of a gun. And then the 152 with its distinctive muzzle brake here at the end with the vertical lines around it, around the end of it. And like I said, I don't know who the hell the maker of this is, but I got this probably about the time that the Soviet Union fell apart. I'm gonna have to probably tinker with that a little bit by maybe taking some of this off, honestly. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Now it should fit in there a little better. Yep. It's not still not sitting in there. Okay. Oh, I see. That part's sticking up. Okay. I wonder where it's hitting. It's hitting somewhere. Not wanting to close up the front of it. Oh, is this loose? Oh, this is another piece that I needed to modify to get it to fit in there. Well, something here is not wanting to line up. We're going to glue this back on and we're going to call it a night. We're going to call it a night. All right. Brittle plastic. Very, very brittle. Go check out those videos by Panzerwaffe or whatever the hell his name is. Hauptsturmführer. Panzer boy that lives in mom's basement. Wearaboo third class. Oh man. This is a cool looking vehicle. This really is a cool looking vehicle. I like it. It better have some infantry though, because surrounding it, this thing has got all kinds of, you know, it's got no coax machine gun. It's got lots of problems. Okay, should be good. Okay, folks, well, that's it. That's it for the night. We got to go do some other stuff and eat and check out those videos, and we'll see you guys next time. And this should about wrap up all the Soviet tanks, so we'll have all of them ready to go. So, okay, folks, we might have to start painting some Soviets until these the numbers and the crosses come in. I got plenty of numbers for the Soviets.